So construction company, they have to go and build some, for example, some buildings lah, right?
Yeah.
So if you are the operational manager in this type of construction company, what will be some of the job that you will do? What you think the operation manager for a construction company will do? For example, will he have to plan for the construction worker to come to work?
Organize.
Organize people to come to work lah, alright? Planning.
Yes.
Then
Organize people.
scheduling who is supposed to do what, correct?
Yeah. Streaming.
Then
Then take control.
take control. Then maybe you need to monitor people whether you ask them to do A by this time. Did they finish this job A by that time? Right or not? So planning, basically what you do is you will plan what to do, okay? Schedule or organize the people to do it, and then maybe you monitor whether are they achieving what they are supposed to do, right? And then maybe sometimes if I want to report to management the status of the progress. Okay, so this is what
managing the supply.
Yeah, correct. Okay, the role of operation management. So there's planning, scheduling, organizing, okay, monitoring. Okay, so good. Okay, so now we would like to look at a thing called a value chain, and the just in time. Okay, so value chain is something like describe the full range of activity involved in creating a product. Okay, that's called the value chain. Now, why you use the word value? Because every job that is done to make a product creates value. And why is it called the word chain? Because activities are done in sequence. Okay, you cannot jump the sequence. Like for example, if you are making a car, you maybe have to make the body first. Okay, then only maybe you put the engine, then you put the gear, then you put the paint, then you put the tire. Okay, so that is a process way of doing things, right? So you cannot put the tire first. You may have to make a body first, right? So that is why it's called chain. So I give you an example. Yeah. So these are the supply chain management, the inventory planning, finding the place where to buy the raw material, then you produce it, then you sell it to finished good, then you go shipping, and then maybe post-sales support. So this is an example of a supply chain. Now you'll notice many departments are involved. Okay, many people are involved. And each one of them, whenever they do certain job, there is a value added. Okay, so supply chain is sometimes equivalent to value chain. Okay, now let's look at another one that is called JIT. Now, JIT is a Japanese invention, actually invented by Toyota, the car company. What it means is that improving efficiency in producing by reducing waste. Now, there are many types of waste in the production. For example, wastage due to too much time used up, or waste due to waiting time, okay, waste due to making defective material, and so forth. So the idea of JIT is how to reduce waste. By reducing waste, the cost of making that product become cheaper. Let's say, for example, if people keep on making rejected parts, if they make rejected, let's say for handphone, the rejected handphone must be thrown away, right? And that is a waste, because to make the bad handphone, you might have labor and material cost. So labor cost is wasted by making a product that will be thrown away, and materials to make that product will be wasted because you need to throw it away. So basically, JIT is trying to eliminate waste. waste in terms of motion. Okay, people do unnecessary jobs, over engineering jobs, over engineering skills is being used, over engineering production labor hours is being used, or wasting of moving the parts from here and there unnecessary. Okay, so at the end of the day, when you try to reduce waste, you will reduce inventory costs and improve cash flow. Okay. One of the things that we used to say in our production line last time that I was working, do it right the first time. What does that mean? It means that if you are designing a product, try to design it correctly the first time. Okay, it means you don't have to waste time to do the second design, the third design, the revision design, and so forth. The same as production. Okay, when you produce something, we like to produce it correctly the first time. We don't want to do rework. Okay, so it can be anything. Let's say, for example, accounting. Maybe you're writing checks. So when you write the check properly, so you don't have to rewrite again and then throw the old check away and rewrite a new check. It can be anything. Even HR do a calculation of a salary. Do it right the first time. Okay, if you do it wrongly, then you have to redo again. That costs wasted effort and wasted time. Okay, so the concept of just JIT is just like that, just to reduce waste. And by reducing waste, okay, you will save a lot of cost and of course improve your cash flow. Let's say, for example, the production do wrongly. Okay, so you have to throw some of the parts away. You may have to work overtime to do the recovery, and that overtime, okay, is a wasted cost. So if you do it correctly the first time, you don't have to do overtime, right? Therefore, you save costs. Okay, so that is basic idea of JIT. Okay, now the significance of implementing the JIT concept, let's say to reduce waste. Okay, these are, could you give me one example of a waste in your company that can be eliminated if you do it right the first time?
What, Mr. Cha? Come again?
Can you give me an example in your company of a type of waste that happen again and again? It can be anything.
Waste.
Hmm.
You mean wastage, is it, Mr. Cha?
Yes, wastage.
Wastage. In construction, maybe
okay.
the goods, the material, Mr. Cha.
Okay, so if the supplier send you the raw material, and then you use the raw material, let's say the supplier send you the wrong cement, right? And then you use the raw cement, then you have to destroy what you have made, then you have to bring in the correct cement and then redo again, correct? There is a form of waste. So that is no good, isn't it?
Yeah.
People have to do again, people get frustrated. There may be other simple thing like waste. Off the electricity when nobody's using, off the aircon. Okay, photostat. Why don't photostat sided? Why must only photostat one-sided, you know, or printing one-sided, not printing two-sided? These are all waste. So if you promote waste reduction, your company will slowly, step by step, right, will try to eliminate waste and therefore improve your costs. All right, it can be many things. That's the magic of this idea, reduce waste. It can be any department, any small jobs, because sikit-sikit jadi bukit kan, sikit-sikit jadi bukit. So sikit-sikit saving means become big saving. Okay. That's a good example of waste, JIT. Now, major decision for planning, of major planning decision. So let's look at this. Okay. Now, production or operation management, these are some of the major things they have to decide. First, location of facility. If you are a factory, where you want to put your factory? In Malaysia, in Thailand, in Bangladesh, USA? So you have to decide which country is suitable for you based on political, labor, infrastructure, and so forth. There are many factors or criteria you need to consider. Even if you consider build in Malaysia, which part of Malaysia? Build in Penang, Ipoh, Selangor? Okay, even if you want to build in Selangor, which part of Selangor? Shah Alam, Petaling Jaya, Gombak? So you have to be very clear where you want to put your factory. Now, normally people put the factory near to the raw material or near to the customer. It's either one or the other. Okay, but sometimes it is also driven by technology. So some people will want to build a factory that have access to technical people, okay, engineers, technicians. So those people are around there. We want to use their resources, so we may put their factory over there. Or sometimes we will put our factory near to availability of employees, right? So if you put your factory, for example, in Ulu, Kelantan, you cannot get labor. Okay, so it's
To
not
reach
a
the
good thing.
customer.
Yeah. Then after that, you have decided where to put your factory, how you want to have your plant layout. Okay, you want to have a 3-story building for your factory. That means you have to consider escalator or lift, right? But the land will be small. But if you want to have a flat factory, land will be big, but there's no need to have a lift or escalator, right? Right. And then the material handling. Okay, how you want to handle the material. If it's very bulky one, so maybe you have to use forklift. So you must make forklift lanes lah. Okay, you must buy forklift lah, and so forth. Then next, you will have to decide product design. Now, what do you mean by product design? Let's say, for example, you are a pharmaceutical company, and you have a medicine for cough. So you want to design the cough medicine. Is it by tablet or by liquid?
Liquid.
Okay, if it's by liquid, how often to take? 3 times a day, 2 times a day, after meal, lunchtime, after lunch, or after dinner. So these are the things that is called product design. The size of the bottle, right? If it's going to be pills, what's the size of the pill? Eat 2 pills at one time, or eat 1 big pill at one time. The design of the pill, the taste of the pill, or there's no need to have taste. For medicine for children, maybe we do not give pills. We have to give
With the flavor or without the flavor?
Yeah, maybe for children we may have to put liquid form. We cannot be pill form, and maybe got some fruit flavor, right? So then we have to design the production. You want to use a lot of human people working, or you want to use some machineries, or you want to follow fully automatic. Then you want to do production planning. Okay, today make what model, what product, because your company maybe have 10 products. Okay, can you run all 10 at the same time on one day? Or maybe today you make 5 product ABC, and then tomorrow you do product XYZ, and therefore, okay, then you need to have quality control. Let's say, for example, you're making Coca-Cola. Okay, so Coca-Cola bottle is 285 ml. So you must make Coca-Cola to put into a bottle, not 280. If the bottle say 285, you have to put in 285 ml. What happens if you put in 290? If you put in 290, no problem, but you waste the money for the extra 5 milliliter. If you put 280, it's against the law because you advertise 285. So there's a quality control in terms of volume, and also quality control can be anything. If you're electrical, if you're electrical product company, your quality very important. Cannot electrocute people. Then material management, how you store your inventory, how you store your finished good, how much raw material should you have, and how much finished good you should have. And then the maintenance of your machine. How often you need to change do regular maintenance or checkup or whatever it is. So there's a lot of things that the production people must handle. Okay, basically the first one is look at location first. Okay, look at location, and then all this will be coming. Okay, now for construction company. Okay, now construction company, you go by site. Okay, this site is to make highway. Another site is to make a condo. Another site is to make a business, Wisma, right? So for construction company, the location is based on where the project is. It's not really a big deal. You have to follow. Okay, you have to follow that. And because that if for example, if you are making a highway and the highway is to cut across jungle, so you have to make some roads to send your heavy machinery to the construction site, right? But if your highway is running through a city or a town, okay, you have to cater for the surrounding residents to ask them to move temporarily, or you need to buy the land for the nearby houses so that you can demolish the land so that you can build the highway. So all these you need to consider. Okay. Okay. We have a video here. Okay, for every operation management. So there are a few things they need to consider. Okay. Now this one, where to conduct the operation, the location. Okay. The second one, the first one is I think. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. The first one for production management is whether do you want to make or do you want to buy. Okay, let's say for example you are running a shop. Okay, you're running F&B restaurant. Okay, some you make yourself, some dishes you cook yourself, some you got no time, you don't have the knowledge, or people can do it cheaper. So some you subcon out. Like for example, okay, you will cook the fish, but the sambar you don't make. Sambar you buy. You can make, but maybe buying from people is cheaper. So which product or which part you make and which part you buy depending on the situation. Okay, if it's very important one to the business, you better make yourself. Let's say for example, if you have a special way to cook the fish, you don't let people know. You only do yourself. You make yourself. Okay, but if it's not so important, let's say for example you're running a shop. Okay, instead of printing the menu by yourself, the menu you can subcon out. You get somebody to print the menu for you. All right, so this is make or buy decision. I think that's the first one. Okay, what to make? If it's very important for your business, your competitor, you will not let your competitor copy. You should not let people copy one. All those things you should make yourself. Okay, so those that is easy available outside is cheaper to be made by somebody else, then you can buy. Okay, the second one is where to conduct your operation. That is the location, like I say. Okay, I think the third one, how to compete in the market. Normally, when we say for production management, normally we say if we have certain advantage, we call that competitive advantage. Okay, so if you are doing construction, maybe your company advantage is that we can do it very fast. That's one advantage, or we can do it very cheap. That's another advantage. Now, if your competitor, another construction company that can make it faster than you or cheaper than you, most likely you'll lose the business. That's why every company should understand where they are strong in. And those things they are strong in, they have good strength, okay, they should use this kind of their own strength to compete in the market. Okay, to compete in the market. Let's say, for example, Milo, maybe they got what do you call them? Cocoa plantation. If I look at cocoa plantation, they don't have to buy cocoa powder, so they can get their own plantation cheaper, right? So that will be a competitive advantage. Or maybe in construction company, my company very good expert in making highway. So we try to do as much highway as business as possible. Maybe our business, the business is not good in making schools. So we don't have advantage in making schools. So we do not try to concentrate on the making school business. We will only try to concentrate on highway business. So that's what it means by competing in the market. So let's look at it. Now, capacity planning means you want to make a big factory, one big factory, or you want to have 3 or 4 small factories. Okay, now what's the difference? Now, I'll give you a simple example. Let's say in this college, okay, we can have one big printer at the lobby. All the department people come. That's one way. Or should we have small printer in every department? It really depends. Because you have one big printer, it may be very fast and very cheap per printer copy. But if the thing broken, everybody got no printer. But if you have small printer all over the place, if one small printer spoil, the other small printer can still carry on printing. So that's what it means by capacity planning, right? So if you want to have one big factory, if it's down, means all down. Or you want to have small factories, then with one down, the other small factory can be covered. Okay. Basically, if you look at the just-in-time concept, they actually like to have small machines. They don't want to have a big machine, because if a big machine breaks down, it's a whole big mess of waste. But if you have small machine, if one small machine break down, the waste is not so little. I mean, not so big impact. Okay. Okay. Now the last one is quality management. Okay. Now here I want to say, okay, I want to ask you, Lisa, let's look at quality. Okay. Do you know what's a BMW?
Yes, it's a car. It's a brand of a car.
Okay. Do you know what's Proton Saga?
Also a brand of the car. Also
Which you think is a higher quality?
BMW.
You are wrong. BMW buyers will go and buy BMW and expect BMW quality, because maybe they pay a lot of money. So if I'm a BMW buyer, I will buy BMW maybe for $500,000. I will have 6 airbags, right? The speed 0 to 100 kilometers is 5 seconds. Okay. I don't care about petrol consumption. The seats are all very comfortable. We got front aircon, back aircon, marvelous sound system. Okay.
Very good seat.
Everywhere. So that is BMW quality. Now, if I am a buyer of a Proton, I don't expect 6 airbags. I don't expect to have 2 aircon front and back. I will expect Proton quality. Just basic one. Of course, the price will be different. So we cannot say BMW quality is better than Proton quality. We are not measuring.
It depends on the price.
Because of price. Okay. So what we can say is the level of quality, depending on the price and the perception of the buyers. So you actually cannot say BMW quality is better than Proton quality. Okay, BMW got BMW quality and Proton is Proton quality, because the price is highly different. Now, what Proton can do is to improve their quality. So Proton maybe can improve better design and so forth, but it will never come to the same standard of quality as a BMW.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to understand that. Now, since you understand that, so what will the manufacturer do? The manufacturer will produce the quality at the level of what you want to pay. Okay, so let's look at a cup of coffee. You go to Starbucks, you pay a lot, right? For a cup of coffee. Starbucks is very expensive. Why? Maybe because they got aircon, they got Wi-Fi, and their beans are from Arabica beans, okay, from Colombia and so forth. Okay? But the same cup of coffee maybe grow in Cameron Highland, okay, and sell in the mama shop, which have no aircon, right? So the price is different. Maybe it's only 2 ringgit. In mama shop, compared with Starbucks, maybe it's about around $20, $21. So we cannot say Starbucks quality is better than mama shop. It's just different quality. Okay, so now, having said that, if mama shop start to have aircon, start to have Wi-Fi, right, and start to have Arabic coffee, and the mama shop want to sell it at $20, do you think the mama shop customer want to buy?
No.
Why? Because if I'm the mama shop customer, if I pay $20, I go Starbucks. What for I go to mama shop? You understand? Okay. Now same as Starbucks now. If Starbucks now suddenly sell a very cheap cup of coffee, 2 ringgit, will the normal Starbucks people buy? No. They want to pay for 2 ringgit. And they will scold Starbucks. Why you sell so cheap? You sell so cheap, all the other mama people all come in already. Huh? We have no place to sit. Right. So do not always think that you must have the best quality. Okay. There's no such thing as best quality. What you have is the right RIGHT, the right quality at the right price, for the right product to the right customer. It's all RIGHT. I'm not talking about the best quality for the best product, best price for the best customer. No. I'm talking about right product, right price, right customer. Okay? So do not get confused that people always say that if I do a TQM or I do ISO 9000, International Standard Organization, this is ISO, organization which issues certificates. So it's like you want to apply for ISO, they will look at all your documentation, look at your process. If they think you're very systematic,
they will evaluate.
Yeah, they will give you ISO certificate, and then you can put the ISO certificate logo in your invoice, in all your document, in all your name cards to advertise. The company has gone through the ISO. It's like what in the college way is like the MQA lah. No, MQA give you the FA the license. So it's MQA is ISO, and they give you a certificate is ISO 9000. Okay, so now we look at this. Quality management ensure product and service meet customer expectation. We need to know what the customer wants. A BMW customer may want different thing from a Proton customer. Two type of customers got two different type of standards or specification. So when we are doing quality management, we try to meet the expectation of the customer. Okay, that is very important. Okay, so that's basically what we mean by quality management. So if you look at here, number one, customer focus. That's the one. The quality management principle. Number one, what the customer wants. Then we need to provide, engage the people, process, improvement, evidence, relationship, risk-based. Okay, all this the supporting one. The first one is what the customer wants in terms of the quality. Of course, there are laws. Okay, you cannot break laws. Let's say, for example, for electrical equipment, there are certain laws for safety laws, right? Or you're making food, okay? So there are maybe laws regarding artificial coloring or chemicals, permitted chemicals, and so forth. You have to follow those laws, okay? So like cars also, they may have to follow crash testing, okay? Non-crashing testing, quality, okay? Now, so let's look at your company. These are you do in construction. So how does your company practice quality for that particular project? Hello?
Hello.
Lisa, are you there? How does your company practice quality for construction
Need to go to
projects?
the site and check.
Yeah. Maybe your company making a highway. How do you ensure quality?
They need to go to the site, means I need to go to the highway and check all the workers.
Check all the raw material parts, raw material supply, check the material, check all the machines are calibrated. Okay, everything is based on what is agreed in the contract, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's how they check quality. So, okay. Anything you'd like to add on chapter 9?
No.
Okay, so
Understand.
now let's look at chapter 10. Okay, in business organization, this will be the last topic. How to manage conflict, power, and politics. Okay, so to understand that, first we need to look at the various types of organization culture. So what is organization culture? The share, okay, the word here is share, among all the employees, or among at least some of the employees, what are their shared values, beliefs, and practices? Okay, they shape how people behave and interact in a workplace. Now, not all people, not all countries have the same shared values and beliefs. Of course, there are certain that is shared, like for example, no fighting in the office, no damage the property of the business. Those are shared values. But beside that, there may be some other things that's a little bit different. Like for example, in Spain, they have a belief that after lunch they have a siesta, 1 hour of sleeping. Okay, so that's one belief. Okay, and then we have another belief, maybe like for example, some country they have a belief. Okay, the meeting is called at 10 o'clock. Oh, we can come at 10:30. You know, that kind of belief. Some economies or some countries are like that. We can take our time. Okay, don't worry. Even if say 10 o'clock, we will start at 10. You know, or there are some, like for example in Japan or maybe in Germany and in China, in Korea, when they say 10 o'clock meeting, they are ready at 5 minutes before 10. That is their belief. Okay, maybe other countries, like for example, you can see very easily one. Let's say wedding dinner. Okay, some of them always come. Or politicians want to give a speech, they always come late. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe they coming late, everybody wait for them, they feel very important. No, that kind of belief. So what you need to do to know is that there are certain values or beliefs that share among the people. Now, some may be good beliefs, some may be bad beliefs, it doesn't matter. Okay, this is just beliefs. Now, for those no good one, we can try to change. Try only. Okay, it's not guaranteed to successful because belief is already ingrained into them. Very difficult to change. It's very difficult sometimes for Malaysian to be on time. Okay, ask them, scold them also, they will not, they don't care. right?
Yeah.
What do you call that one? Kita apa? Let's call it kita apa attitude. Okay.
Tik-
Right. And for example, in America, the employees are very vocal. They will scold the boss. In Asia, we never scold boss. Boss scolds, right? So it's a different type of belief. So whatever culture that you have, okay, leadership, employee behavior, these are important. One of the shared value is very simple. Monkey see, monkey do. What does that mean? Means boss do right,
Whatever
we
your
all right.
whatever your
Boss,
boss react with the same with the
if boss try to steal things, we also try to steal things.
yeah.
If boss is very strict, want to meet deadline, we also try to follow his method, or else we get scolding. That's why you see monkey see, monkey do. So it's very important for leaders or managers to actually be very ethical and correct in their behavior. Okay, if not, monkey see, monkey do. Okay. Now the other one is company history. There are certain companies with history. They are very proud of their history. Okay, like for example, some Japanese company. Okay, they are very proud because after World War II, the whole Japan was bombed by the atomic bomb. So they work very hard. They want to be, because in Japan they don't have raw materials, they don't have oil, they don't have rubber, they don't have oil palm, they don't have iron mine or tin mine. So they have to work very hard. So their history, they will list out our people work so hard from one leader to another leader. So the young people, we get the employees to read the history of the former presidents, former general managers, and some of the presidents, they actually write book about their experience in working in that company. And this book will be published and then given to the lower employee so that they can learn the history. So they try to follow. No? That's that kind of culture. Now you have to remember a good culture will generate upwards. You become better and better. A bad culture become spirally down, become worse and worse now. Okay, so normally bad culture, employees will be lazy, company will be bankrupt. Good culture, employee may be very motivated, work hard, company, many cases will prosper. Okay, so culture is actually quite important. Okay. Okay, in your company, can you explain or share with us what are some of the culture things that your construction company believe in? Anything? You have a code of ethics?
What ethics, Mr. Shah?
Code of ethics.
Code of ethics.
A code of ethics is a code, maybe a few pages or few lines or few paragraphs to say what they expect from the employees. Like for example, they will say you should not steal, you should not destroy company property, right? You should not spread rumors. No, that kind of code of ethics. So it become a culture in the company. If you don't sometimes if you don't put it down, then people say, oh, boss didn't say it. So we cannot tell lies because the company didn't say we cannot do, you know. So your company got any sort of ethical rules or code of conduct?
If mentorship culture, is it?
Also can. You may have a mentor-mentee culture. That is a
culture.
organization culture.
And uh, like a positive social from the staff,
Yeah, can.
top management.
Yeah. So you may have, for example, you may have a culture. Every year we have a company trip. So that's a culture. Yeah, everybody can get together. So you may have a culture that everybody wear the same uniform. Okay, same office uniform. Or everybody have we have a culture that all the men must wear tie or something like that. It doesn't matter as long as there is a shared belief. And if it's a good thing, go ahead. That's about it. Right? So there are two types of culture, actually a few types. So this is a clan culture, clan, or autocracy culture, or hierarchy culture, or market culture. The hierarchy culture is the most common one. Okay, okay. The leader type can be a coordinator, monitor, organizer. This is looking for efficiency, timeliness. This is the most common one. Okay, clan culture. Sometimes you have association, like the Hokkien Association. That in that association, they will have this kind of clan culture. Autocracy culture. Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur normally have this type of culture. Okay, and market culture. Market culture is the company always want to be the dominant force to follow whatever the market does. Okay, let's say for example, Ovaltine. Okay, market leader is Milo. Understand? Market leader is Milo, but you're working in Ovaltine. Okay, so Ovaltine may want to have a market culture whereby what Milo do, Ovaltine also will try to follow. So that's called a market culture. Okay, whether successful or not is a different thing, but this is an example of a market culture. The impact of culture on employee behavior. Very simple. If the organization culture no good, what do you expect? Employee behavior become no good lah. Example, in the organization is allowed to steal things keep at home. What do you think? The employee will obviously steal something and keep at home, right? So if the organizational culture is must come to meeting on time, employee behavior will make sure they come to the correct meeting place on time. It's very simple. Okay, so it's bad culture, bad behavior. Good culture, good behavior. Simply. Okay. Okay, internal organization power dynamics. Power dynamics, how authority and influence are distributed within an organization. Now, when we look at this, normally we have the hierarchy one, the traditional method. Okay, so we have the CEO, then after that, maybe you got the various GMs, and then for each GM, various senior manager, maybe some senior manager will have managers, some manager will have supervisors, some supervisor will have employees. Okay, that is the traditional organization chart. So the power is come from this chain of command. Right, the CEO can command the GM. The GM can command the senior manager. The senior manager can command the manager can command the supervisor. Okay, so this is the power dynamics. So everybody know who is their subordinate and who is their superior. So a person will know Mr. A is my superior. I will have to listen to what he wants, what he says. And then I have got subordinates. The subordinate will have to listen to what I say, or what I want. So this is very easy, a power dynamic by organization chart, the traditional organization chain of command. Okay. Now there may be other type of organization chart. For example, a matrix one, whereby people are all changing from department to department or assigned to projects, different projects. Now, in that type of organization, a matrix organization, the power dynamics will be moving around and sharing around. Which is better? It depends on the circumstances. Like in the military, okay, or autocratic sort of company, the traditional one is better. But if it's, for example, the new type of business, let's say, for example, AI or software company, okay, so they may want to use the matrix, okay, power dynamics. So I cannot say which is the better way, okay, depending on the situation, okay. So now, one thing you have to worry about for power is favoritism, okay. If the GM prefer manager A, don't like manager B, the power go to A. Okay, blue-eye boy normally will have more power, right? And they try to influence other people. Okay, so if you are not a favorite of your boss, you will try to reduce your power. Okay, and this will create conflict. So if Mr. A is a blue-eye boy and Mr. B is not so favored, guess what? Mr. B is not so happy. And therefore, a lot of power fighting. Can we use the word power in fighting and conflict? Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say the GM likes the HR department. He doesn't like the accounting department. So all the HR people, that department, in the HR department, maybe they get very good salary increment, get good bonus. And because the GM don't like the accounting department, all the people working in accounting department will have no salary increase and no bonuses. Definitely conflict. Okay, definitely conflict. Right. So the best way is for if you are a manager, okay, please do not use power dynamics. Okay, please do not use power dynamics wrongly. If you have favoritism, please try to curb your favoritism. If you have got bias against something, please try to curb or reduce your biasness. Okay, because it's a power dynamics. So next one, importance of understanding power dynamics in the workplace. Power is not always obvious. Okay, of course, if the GM always praise Mr. A, then it's obvious. Sometimes he doesn't praise. He just do things quietly only. The GM do things quietly to make HR department more favorable. Number two, the power can be used positively to motivate people, or it can be demotivate people. For example, okay, the GM likes HR, so it can be very motivating for the HR staff. The GM don't like accounting department, so the accounting people will be demotivated. But power can shift. Today, the GM like HR. Maybe tomorrow, he changed to accounting. So don't worry about that. Now, power affects communication. What does that mean? We used to say information is power. The more information you have, the more power that you have. So some people receive information they don't share. That will be a problem. Okay? And power can create conflict. The HR manager always look down on the accounting manager because the HR manager got more power. Okay? So these are power, and you will see a lot of infighting one within one department and another department. And you see very common during when the time for salary increment or time to giving bonus, right? So some manager will fight very hard for their department and get nothing because they are not favorite. And some department, the people not working very well but they are very favorite department, all the people get salary increase and promotion. Okay. Or even within one department, even within one accounting department, some people have more power than the other, and some people will get more salary than the other, of course, due to power conflicts. Okay. Okay, nature of organization conflict. What is conflict? Disagreement between two or more persons. Why have disagreement? Because we are human beings. Human beings will have conflict. I don't like what you do. I don't like the way you think. Why don't you follow me? These are very common because every one of us are individual with our own thinking. Whether our thinking is biased or reasonable, it can be also irrational thinking, a biased thinking, right? And because of that, there is a conflict. Conflict also arises because of differences in skill, okay, differences in understanding the other person's point of view, and so forth. So there will always be a conflict. It's not reasonable for organization to stop all conflicts. Mission impossible. Cannot be done. It always have conflicts. Okay, maybe it's more, maybe it's a small conflict, maybe it's a large conflict, maybe it's a short time only, maybe it will last for many, many months or many, many years. There's always a conflict because people have different interests, they have different goals, or they have different values. Okay, they may have different values, so therefore there's organization will have conflict. But sometimes some conflict may be okay. They may be motivate the other people, motivate people to become better. Okay, so therefore there's always a conflict. And how should we, okay? So sorry, before that, the cause of conflict, not the same goals, not the same time horizon, looking about it, overlapping authority, one job, two managers is involved, task interdependence, manager B can only do his B job unless A have finished his A job. For example, accounting cannot pay the salary unless HR have calculated the salary. So HR must calculate the salary, then give the information to accounting, then only accounting can bring in the money, right? So there will be some relationship. So the conflict may arise from accounting department. Hey, I want to go back early. Accounting people say, your HR still haven't finished your calculation of payroll one. That kind of conflict will come. Okay. Incompatible evaluation or reward system. Okay. Some people or some department are simply promoted, okay, or give more bonus. Fighting for resources. Okay, there may be a conflict. Let's say, for example, there's a very good engineer. So engineering department A would like to employ this engineer. Engineering department B also would like to employ the same, get the same engineer. But there's only one engineer needed by a few engineering departments. So therefore, there's a conflict. Okay, status inconsistency. Okay, you give a person a title, let's say a general manager, but you don't give him the responsibility. You don't give him the authority. So here comes the status inconsistency. So these are causes for organization conflict. Now, how to best solve organizational conflict is communication. Try to understand each other. Okay. Try to know what is the conflict. What is it about? What is the conflict? Second, understand why does it appear? So for example, what is the conflict? Okay, these two people are fighting over the resources. Okay, Example, there's only one engineer, and the 3 engineering department, each one of them want to take the engineer. So there's a conflict. So what's the conflict? 1 engineer, 3 department want to have. Then second, understand why these 3 department want him, because it's very good. So how to solve this problem? Open up communication. Let the 3 of them discuss who needs him the most, and also ask the engineer himself which department he wants to go. Okay, we cannot cut him into three parts, isn't it? So he has to say something. Okay, so the engineer will say something, and the engineering department have to say something, and then maybe somebody will decide the engineer will go to which department. So have lines of communication open. Okay, and even though once the conflict is resolved, it may come again, resurface again in the future. So in the future, you may have to do the same thing all over again. It may be a different result, but doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that conflict, even though arise and solve, may come out again, and you have to redo again, to solve again. Okay. Very important is to have communication to resolve conflict. Politics. Okay. Now, politics is a different thing. To gain power. Just on the earlier one is power play. Politics is how to get power first. Okay, or how to get influence. Okay, so maybe a simple example is to play politics is to, how do I say, treat your boss very nicely, favor your boss very nicely above his expectation, or favor a certain employee, subordinate. Okay, so that he will look up to you and he will follow what you say. So these are examples of politics in the organization. Company cannot stop politics in the workplace. Why? Because we are human beings, and human beings, okay, will always play politics because it's in their nature of a human being to get advantage for themselves. So there always will be politics. Okay. Now the role is, if there's a politics, same as power. What is the politics all about? How was it come up? How to resolve? Best way, say communication. Understand what it's about. Okay. Don't try to fight it. Don't try to kill it. Understand it. Okay. And then how to resolve if the politics cause. Now, some politics do not cause problems, but most of them do anyway. But if those politics that do not cause any problem, let it be. But if those politics that cause problem, you have to go and have open channel of communication to solve it. Okay. Now, these are. Can you share with us what you have come across any office politics before?
What politics, Mr. Chia?
Office politics.
Yes, a lot.
Give me an example.
In terms of the staff, right?
Can
Or
also
the manager or how?
both. Anything up to you. Just give me an example.
Politics. Example, Mr. Chia, wait, let me think. I cannot think now, Mr. Chia, the office politics.
Okay. Wait. Do you come across a boss who like Mr. A more than he like Mr. B?
Yes.
Okay. Then do Mr. B feel unhappy?
Yes.
Then was this carry on like that? until Mr. B resign or Mr. B get angry, throw a
Until
tantrum.
Mr. B resign. Then Mr.
Mr. B,
B will, until Mr. B resign.
because Mr. B said this place all full of politics lah, I cannot stand also lah, right?
Alliance also, Mr. Chara, is a office politics also.
What alliance?
Alliance like one group of um staff, and there's a lot of group of staff that didn't talk to each other like that.
Yes, that's also office politics.
Alliance,
That one also common.
gossip, and then
Gossip,
rumor.
not really politics.
Oh,
Like you say, one group of people don't like another group of people.
mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
Maybe, for example, the engineers don't like the production people. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe the what? Or maybe the secretary to the
Boss.
CEO. So if you
Mhm.
go and see the secretary to make appointment, CEO don't like the secretary don't like you, will say the boss not available. But if another
Yeah.
person go and see the secretary, make an appointment to see the CEO, because the
That
secretary like the
directly she
person,
will ask
you
the
go,
person to go inside. Yes.
yeah, right. These are all office politics. So the key point is sometimes
Favoritism. Mm.
don't do anything, then maybe it's solved by yourself. But sometimes you cannot stand, maybe you make noise, or sometimes you really cannot stand, you resign. Correct not? So this is not a good thing when people resign because of politics. Right? Okay. So you have this kind of
Correct.
experience, not a good experience, okay, not a good experience.
Not a good
Okay.
experience, yeah.
Yeah, not a good experience. So anyway, I think that's about it for this particular topic. Have you got any question you'd like to ask me? Anything you'd like to share? Nothing?
No. All understand. All understood.
Okay. Well understood. So we'll stop the recording.